Afterward, Jesus returned to Jerusalem for one of the Jewish holidays. Inside the city, near the sheep gate, was the pool of Bethsaida, with 5 covered porches. Crowds of sick people, blind, lame, or paralyzed, lay on porches. One of the men laying there had been sick for 38 years. When Jesus saw him and knew how long he had been ill, he asked him, "Would you like to get well?" "I can't, sir," the sick man said, "for I have no one to help me into the pool when the water is stirred up. While I am trying to get there, someone else always gets in ahead of me." Jesus told him, "Stand up, pick up your sleeping mat, and walk." Instantly the man was healed. He rolled up the mat and began walking. But this miracle happened on the Sabbath day, so the Jewish leaders objected. They said to the man who was cured, "You can't work on the Sabbath. It's illegal to carry that sleeping mat." He replied, "The man who healed me said to pick up your sleeping mat and walk." "Who said such a thing as that?" they demanded. The man didn't know, for Jesus had disappeared into the crowd. But afterward, Jesus found him in the temple and told him, "Now you are well, so stop sinning, or something even worse may happen to you." Then the man went to find the Jewish leaders and told them it was Jesus who had healed him. So the Jewish leaders began harassing Jesus for breaking the Sabbath rules. But Jesus replied, "My Father never stops working, so why should I?" So the Jewish leaders tried all the more to kill him. In addition to disobeying the Sabbath rules, he had spoken of God as his Father, thereby making himself equal to God. The word of the Lord.
These days, lineups in grocery stores have become the norm because of the pandemic. How do you respond when you see a huge lineup? Do you stick it out and wait that hour or so, or maybe longer? Or do you just give up and come back tomorrow to give it another try? Unfortunately, our experiences with either option is still frustrating nonetheless, but the second one is probably a bit more. Now imagine again that you're waiting in line for a long time and they tell you that they're closed. Come back again tomorrow. Imagine this happening for days, weeks, and years. This is the daily struggle of the man in today's passage. Now, we don't know how many times he came back to get help and healing, but it's safe to assume it was many, since it says that he was an invalid for 38 years and nobody would help him to the pool. First, you may be asking, what's an invalid? Well, this is someone who's made weak or disabled by illness or injury. And we read that he was not able to walk on both his legs. So imagine what it feels like if you couldn't use your legs to walk like this man. Now, for some of you, this may be a painful reality. But imagine if not only could you not walk, you needed to get groceries, and to make matters worse, everyone you called to help either had no time or just ignored your calls. Ignored, helpless, unnoticed, forgotten, worthless, feeling worthless, marginalized. Much like this invalid man, we too have experienced this in personal ways. But like this man, you are not alone, because there's hope. And that hope is Jesus. Even though Jesus knew the Pharisees' rules about the Sabbath, even though Jesus knew the Pharisees would oppose him of healing on the Sabbath, he still chose to help this man. Jesus didn't see a man just with a disability, but he saw a man with great value and worth, deserving of love. And if you're like this man, you feel like life leaves you with bitter lemons, be still. Be still. Psalm 46:10 says this, "Be still and know that I am God." This is the one message God has for this man, and it's the same message he has for us all. Be still. Be still and know that I have a purpose and plan for you. Be still and know that nothing can separate you from my love. Be still and know that no human calendar stops me from helping you. Be still and know that I am faithful and am good on my promises. But be still. Just be still. I've got you. Just be still. You see, when we compare the Pharisees' version of the law to God's original in His Word, this is what we see. Remember the Sabbath. This is from Exodus chapter 20, verse 8 to 11. It says, remember the Sabbath day by keeping it holy. 6 days you shall labor and do all your work, but the seventh day is a Sabbath to the Lord your God. And on it you shall not do any work, neither you, nor your son or daughter, nor your male or female servant, nor your animals, nor any foreigner residing in your towns. For in 6 days the Lord made the heavens and the earth, and the sea, and all that is in them. But He rested on the seventh day. Therefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and made it holy. For the Pharisees, this is how it looked like for them. They said that you can't write, you can't erase, you can't tear, you can't do business transactions, you can't shop, cook, or bake. And this is only a small part of their list. You see, Jesus' healing on the Sabbath was to confront their selfish and sinful ways in trying to make God's ways into their ways, into their version. This Lent season, allow God's word to speak to your heart. What is God saying? What sin issues is He confronting your heart with? What ways are you making God into what you want instead of stepping back and letting God be God? What can help you be still? To be still and know that He is God.